Outside of DJing, I do national organizing work. So I organize communities for change type stuff. Yeah.
Communities for change, I'm familiar with that one.
So I get to do a lot with my degree, and it helps. It informs me in a lot of different ways. So yeah, go back, get your social work degree.
Now with social work, they say yeah, it is. You get to work with people, you get to change lives and lives, all that. One of the benefits, but one con that comes is the money. Right?
Oh yeah, it's underrated. But I will say, if you that's a lot of times it's if you stop at that bachelor's, and then you kind of get stuck in the case management trap of like just it's only case management. These are the type of things you could do. Once you get your master's, if you go higher and you get licensed and stuff like that, that's where the money is. It's in private work too.
Mm-hmm. So like, what they call it, like therapy. That's what the money is.
And private therapy, but also if you do, you can do government work. They're trying to get me to come back out into the field and start seeing clients. I'm like, I don't want
to. Why not? Man, we need that.
It's not that. It's not that I don't want to see clients, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm an amazing therapist. But what it is I want to do things that affect people on a larger scale. The stuff that they don't even think about, I want to be able to fill the gaps. So like there are so many laws that have come down that people need to fight back against. As a social worker, okay. One of them, yeah, one of them is July 1st. We just had that permitless carry just passed. But also, people don't even know about all of the different pieces that come into that. Like, you can't carry in the same place as a person who has a license to carry. So you get pulled over, and then it's somebody in the car that has their license, but you just carry it. Like, these laws aren't really made for people. Somebody has to do the work to talk to the people and to also go do the pushback. It is a bunch of stuff. Not the juice. Yeah, right. So there's laws, there's a lot of stuff, but there's somebody who has to bridge gaps with talking to the community and also talking to some of these politicians, lobbyists, all of that type of stuff. So that's where I come in. And I like doing that. Yeah, and that's why I like doing that. So yeah, that's what I do with my social work degree. But I would love to help other people become practitioners and see people.
Was that a childhood dream, or did you kind of like grow into that?
I grew into that. I actually didn't decide I wanted to get my degree in social work until I started doing organizing work. Yeah, it was after I kept watching what other people were doing, because I was working at Lakeview at the time when I started organizing. I was watching these people do like all of this amazing stuff, working with these clients. I had started being a volunteer advocate to go out to the hospitals and help people after they've been sexually assaulted. And I was like, oh, what gives me the freedom to be able to do this and to be able to say whatever's on my mind without penalty? Being a social worker. Like, in the social work code of ethics, like in everything that we do, our bylaws and stuff, it's put people first and actually and speak up for people. And nobody else is like that. So it's like, I don't have a choice. I have to be able to speak my mind around, like, if somebody's being done wrong, like, it's in my social work code of conduct to do that.
So is politicians and social workers kind of like run together?
We clash. We clash from time to time.
What do the politicians do?
Politicians, some of them, which means most of them, because this is not a not all type thing. Politicians typically look at the bottom line, money. How is it being rotated through when I want to get something done? There are good politicians out there who have supported our causes, who have been there to be like, okay, these people shouldn't be arrested for taking over the Capitol, which is something that we've done before, right? They don't need to be, they didn't do anything, actually. They just sat down and said they wanted you to come out and talk to the constituents that y'all was making laws against, because y'all ain't been talking to them people. So, like, politicians can, but the ones who just don't care, who you have to, it's not about the heart stuff for them. It's not about if people are dying. Yeah, the ones that social work is hard work. Is I worry about if people are dying. I worry about like, who's gonna have their next meal, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So always having empathy, speaking up for the little person. So yeah, we clash, but sometimes we find middle ground.
Like, I'm also talking about the ones in the city. Like, what is like how like
there? So I will say,
are they good? Like, is our shit pretty moderate, or is like pretty divided?
I want to say that we've put in the work. There's a lot of work that people haven't gotten a chance to see me do. Because some of the work is like political work, is not like front facing, always in the newspaper type stuff. And so people think that you chilling when they don't see that type of stuff, right? Yeah. Which is fine. Yeah. Leave me the hell alone. You don't need to see me. So there are people who like we really intentionally wanted to get put in the seats or like have them maintain their seats where they are. Our city council right now is at a place where it's a little bit more movable. Like really thinking about like we got Delarian Wiggins, Teniade Broughton on there. Our mayor is, I mean, for me,
pretty even.
He all right. Yeah, he pretty much. He's a Republican, but I'm like, hey, whatever. Yeah. But he's doing the best he can. He's no worse than the other people we've had in the past. So we do. The county is a whole different story. Of course, we love Lumen May.
Do we?
I do.
Is we for Lumen May?
I deal with Lumen May.
I heard some stuff about Lumen May.
I could see how people would and people decide. But see, what I want folks to understand is that politicians are not our saviors. Right. They're never going to be. The way the system is made, politicians aren't made to be our saviors. They want us to believe they are, but they're not. They're movable pieces. They are who is the best opponent for us to go up against. My best opponent, Teniade, I love her to death. She's my best opponent because she's somebody who I know I can at least get through to make the next moving piece for our people. And I think she understands that.
Opponent, you mean like?
A lot of time, what we're doing is we're fighting the state. We're always fighting the state because we want more for people, and the government is always going to push back and say, y'all don't need this much. No, we want them to do their job. We need that much. We are entitled to that much. People should be able to feel entitled to human rights. There's so many things. Like, I mean, look at how they just flooded out the projects down there, right? But we know that has been a continuous issue. Why haven't they done something about the private? And that's on the county. That's not the city. That's on the county. Why haven't they done something about these private corporations that continue to put these people in these slums in this type of way, right? We see it year after year after year. Yes, please, thank you. Also, y'all need to come to this Waffle House because I had my first date with Kevin at this Waffle House. This is great. When I finally let him take me on a date. Shout out to my baby. But yeah, thank you. But yeah, like we have to look at those movable pieces. Who are those people who we can get through to? And then when we go to start this is why I'm actually engaged in like politics and deciding on like who I'm going to endorse and get into seats. Yeah. Who is actually going to move us closer to the game plan of freedom. So I'm a dream defender. So yeah, I can talk about dream defenders all day, but we're here to talk about me DJing.
We're gonna shift to DJing. What's some pros and cons of
DJing? Pros of DJing is DJing. It's so great to DJ. So it is
behind the scene, all that on stage vibe.
It is wonderful. I'm constantly listening to music, but I grew up in radio. Yeah. I think I talked to you about this at the Mom was a radio VJ. I grew up erasing 8-tracks and stuff like that.
I remember brief parts of that combo.
Yeah. So I grew up in the radio. Like Sunshine is like one of my mothers, and all of that. 980, WBQP. I grew up in all of those.
You need to put me on there.
Yeah, they're great. I will. I will absolutely get you in contact with them.
What's some of the cons that come along with it?
So some of the cons is actually the industry stuff. It is political,
with artists,
unfortunately. It is political.
Damn, nah.
It's so ridiculous. Artists feel like we are the gatekeepers to them being able to blow, which is not the truth. Um, there are only so many artists who actually listen to me when I tell them what they should be doing. I have simple requests. I ask people all the time, like, my lane is radio. I have one slot. Well, I'll tell y'all more about that. As of this week, I have one slot on the radio, and it is 35 minutes long or so. I am not going to be the reason you blow because somebody heard a 1 minute and 30-second snippet of your song one time on the radio. I'm not the gatekeeper to your success. What you need to be looking at is building your artist package. What I do is I am the vice president to a group of other DJs who are constantly in clubs and at parties who could play a minute and 30 seconds continuously every weekend in the clubs, but that's still not going to make you blow. Like, industry blowing up is taking over social media, taking over clubs. Like, there is no more of that grassroots Mo City Don.
Promo?
Yeah, it is promo. It is. It's promo. It's making a hit. I'll be, unfortunately, shout out to DJ Sicky. He made a comment, but he's actually not wrong. Of like, make a hit, then we could talk. But he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Not necessarily. There is still a thought process that you have to go into of like, what's gonna be the catchy thing? Prime example, Snow. Snow is the best example of this right now for me, right?
Snow older though, man. You was changing with the times, older, so now.
But still, if more people hear it's Snow, ooh, 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 ooh,
see, that was good.
They're going to all be ooh, 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 ooh. I promise you, it lives rent free in my head to this day. I have been trying to think of what TikTok I'm going to use with this. Like,
when he played that, I already knew he won, though. I ain't going to count. Me and my brother looked at each other like that.
But it's the way that he carries himself on performing it, everything. It's no stumbling. He confident in it. He comes just with the stature of like, I'm a rapper. I'm here to do what I need to do. It ain't no feelings involved. And I know what's catchy. You get something catchy, like that's what the industry is right now. That's what music is right now. It's something catchy.
So if you was sitting down trying to produce a hit, you got an artist, you like, man, come on, Hale, what I need to do? Write essential songs, and you playing my shit. What I need to do. So what you would say, like, okay, start with a hook, like then you feel me, just come up with something that's a little relevant to what's going on, so people will relate to it. So like how you would tell somebody to come up with a hit?
I can't say that off the bat, right?
Because I don't know, like, what do we call a hit? Like,
a lot of times it's just people actually being authentic to themselves too. So that's another issue. A lot of times you get artists who are trying to remake what's already out there in the industry. I'm like, we're actually tired of hearing the same thing. We're tired of hearing the same thing over and over again.
DJ, but from fans too.
From fans too. People are tired of hearing the same stuff that sounds the same. So if I can't, like, it needs to be something that stands out. There needs to be something that's catchy about it, right? And it needs to be something that fans can engage in too. So I have a lot of feels, but I am not the gatekeeper to nobody's success. I want everybody to be successful. I will do your showcase. I will big ups you. I will help promote your mixtape, all types of stuff. But it's not me.
DJ,
and I want people to network.
So somebody commented, when you doing parties that you love when the crowd rocking with you, how's the feeling when you get the great feedback?
It feels good. So that goes back to why I started DJing too, right? I started DJing because trauma therapy was hard, and I wanted to do something that made people feel happiness. Like, when you're doing therapy with people, you have to help break them so that they can heal in a way. When you DJing, you helping people build resiliency through music. They don't even realize it. Think about it. You sitting in this club, you got 300 other people around you. Everybody know the lyrics to Most City Dime. You vibing together. You look at a dude that you don't even know, and you like slow live and bang and all, and y'all vibing.
I ain't never been
Think about how that makes you feel as being part of that moment right there. As a DJ, I'm sitting here looking at the crowd like, yeah, we all vibing together, like we happy together. That's what make me happy. I love making other people happy.
That's fire though. I showed good that.
It's a superpower. I try to explain to other DJs too. Like, we got a superpower to be able to control the crowd's mood. I had one time I used to do the third floor at Bedlam's before it got closed, the Pelican's Nest on the third floor, and I only had a fight break out one time. I turned on "Can We Talk?" Them people were singing the rest of the night. I said, we don't do that up here. It'd be bad bitches up here. We don't do that up here.
For real though, some people, it's like some crowds know how to party.
Mm-hmm.
Some crowds don't know how to party. Like, that's what it be like for the most. You can't really turn nobody around like, bro, we ain't partying with them.
But I don't know. I have seen where there have been DJs who literally amp up the violence. I've seen it. You want a party to shut down? Start playing them back to back. Trap, Bang Good, beat your like. Start off with Duck If You Buck, end with Who You With. Like, go ahead and play it. And I've seen them amp up the violence. Good boxing bell, everything. Yeah, let's let them fight. I've watched it. I've watched it with my own eyes. But I don't vibe like that. I don't care for violence or whatever. I'm a peaceful person. I don't like making war, but I can. So yeah, it's a superpower to be able to like take care of people in the moment too through music. I really can control like what they do. There's some things that are inevitable. I heard that when the shooting happened at Chase's, they was in there shaking ass. They was having a good time dancing. Outside of the club is when stuff went awry. It's hanging out, parking lot pimping, people getting into scuffle, which is why, like I said, I organize for change in our communities. Like we still doing things on the outside of this. You got to step outside of just what's happening in the club. Club culture doesn't have to be strife. It doesn't have to be violence. It can literally be unity and resiliency.
A lot of DJs, I really don't even pay attention to the DJ. I ain't gonna lie, cause half the time I feel like it be the songs. Like, as long as y'all keep that bit going, like, you feel me, we gonna fuck with y'all. Like, the song don't really be on nothing. Like you said, they just play the same trap, play the same woo. I feel like, okay, the music do play a big role. Like,
it does.
Music doing like, think of going back to like the 90s. Mm-hmm. You had the cookouts and shit. You feel me? We on this R&B shit. Mm-hmm. That's what I grew up on. Like, my parents, my family, we on that. You feel me? That love shit, we in that bitch. Everybody vibing. Exactly. So I go out now, I just be like, bro, like, this shit cool, yeah, but this shit ain't really it. Like, I don't know if I feel like everybody feel it, but ain't nobody really gonna say it. Like, man, cut that R&B shit on, goddamn, ain't nobody gonna like.
I think that there's a love and a want for R&B.
It is, like.
I think it is.
Which one of our parents didn't grow up like playing that? So we all kind of grew up hearing that shit.
Everybody did.
But we got away from it. Mm-hmm. This is what used to keep you calm and smooth, cool as a child. Like, mm-hmm. This should be rah. But I'm like.
But you know, we also have gotten away. And happy birthday to hip hop, 50 years old. Like, hip hop is supposed to be about storytelling, and we've gotten away from this is just telling my story of where I'm at, into this is the blueprint for how it needs to be. And that's not what it is. Hip hop is not supposed to be hip hop. Rap is not supposed to be the blueprint for how you live your life. And drill, it's supposed to be storytelling of what has happened. It's like it's a whole thing. That's the way that, but that's also a work mindset. They are storytelling in them songs, yeah. But we're internalizing it in a different way now, and I do think that has to do with like current conditions and societal pressures. I don't put that just on like a moral issue.
You feel like I feel like a lot of this shit trauma bonding.
So yes and no. Trauma bonding isn't the word though, because trauma bonds is something that you have with the person that's oppressing you.
Okay.
So I could see if we were talking about this is a piece of oppression, but like with the actual people who are also experiencing that trauma, that's just bonding.
That's just bonding.
And it's just bonding in a toxic way.
I was just gonna say that.
That's just bonding in a toxic way. And instead of, man.
What the hell? We just toxic bonding.
So
That's good. That's good.
Toxic bonding is not good.
Not good.
Sometimes you can see how people enable it. They can enable toxic bonding, even if they're just like in groups of people. Perfect example. I don't keep myself in a circle with people who continuously make bad decisions. Not that I don't deal with them, because I do. I love everybody. I still want to show love, positivity. But when it comes to like you in my house, you with my kids, we're doing this, and you continuously make bad decisions for your life, even after we've had like discussion after discussion about things. Like, I have to keep you right here. I can't have you in my home and stuff because I've organized my home to like not enable that.
Right.
Toxic bonding. If I was a person that was part of like some toxic bonding, I'm gonna be like, nah, come on. Okay, you did it. Hey, it is what it is.
Well, that comes boundaries, right?
Yeah, that's boundaries. That's boundaries. You gotta have boundaries in everything you do.
Yeah.
You just do. And boundaries hurt.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not one of the ones for boundaries. That shit make you might as well just hold it.
Boundaries are painful, but that's a boundary too. Like, get on over there is a boundary also. It's a little thicker, right? It's a little thicker, but boundaries but they're important. They're important for you so that you can stay your healthiest self. They're important for the person that you setting the boundary with so that they can practice being their healthiest self.
Yeah.
Like, and they're not always unmovable.
What if the boundary like? What if the boundary never do what it's supposed to do? Like, this shit don't never like we don't never come back, or you don't never be like, okay, I see what it was. This shit like
I'm a cut it person. I made a.
Sometimes that shit be hurting.
It hurts. But that's the human condition. Like, we are always gonna experience pain as long as we live. As long as we emotional pain hurts like a mug. But we are always gonna experience pain as long as we live. And we just have to be prepared to, well, what do we do to get out of that? How do you bounce back?
Say, everybody gotta come back.
Everybody gotta come back.
Which one you think more influential, like? The DJ or the artist?
I don't think there's one that's more influential.
You don't think one?
I think we have to have each other.
Yeah.
If y'all don't make no music, I ain't got no music to play.
Thanks.
I got throwbacks. If you don't have a DJ, see, people forget that DJs are also producers, beat makers. Like, DJs are an industry also. Yeah. We're not the most influential because we need people we need artists.
Right.
We have our own type of artistry and instrumentation, and they do too. Hey, Key Pie. It's like, just looking. But yeah, I don't think that one is over the other or vice versa. Like, man, it's so many artists that I am literally just amazed with, always constantly, like, they lift me up and make me like, oh yeah.
Okay,
like, honestly, I would love to.
Let's go with 3. You DJ.
Okay.
You can do, we'll say 3 artists, then pick a producer from the city.
Oh my gosh, that's hard. Ooh, okay, I'm gonna knock one out altogether. He's my producer, but he's an artist.
All right.
AJ the musician.
Can't
do no wrong.
Can't do nothing without AJ.
Can't do nothing without AJ.
Shout out to AJ. We need to stop the violence mixtape, man.
We've been talking about this for forever. Don't play with me, AJ.
Come on, AJ.
Me and AJ have been talking about doing. I'm not gonna deal with him. I'm gonna pull up on you.
Come on, don't tell me like that, because I sure be feeling the same way now.
AJ is just AJ.
AJ, don't make
AJ be busy. He made a whole album to let y'all know that he do not have time to answer his phone. So
he the one you gotta respect it, like, bro.
Yeah.
I already
Yeah.
know, like, I already know, like, Rihanna just dropped everything on the edge of the musician, so I already know.
It's like that. I get it. But nah, I mean, constantly pouring into me type shit. So like, yeah, AJ is definitely on it. Mother Color.
Mother Color?
So this is the thing. All the artists that I'm saying that I'm mentioning also are multidimensional. They not just
R&B.
one thing. They're not just one genre. They're also like they're engineers, they're producers, they beat makers,
Yeah.
they are using every instrument. Mother Color, Gina May, like she Gina May Johnson. She's a videographer too. She plays 5 million instruments also. She makes beats. She raps. She sings. I put her on the radio easy. Easy.
What you feel like the easiest thing to do? Make the music, make the beats, produce it.
Ain't none of that easy. Ain't none of it easy. I want to learn to make beats so bad. I dream about beats. I can't do it. I know I got to sit down and learn how to use the software to make it happen.
There ain't no way around it.
It's no way around it. I don't have time right now.
I'm ready to get into it, man.
Yeah.
Outside the money. Oh, let me let you finish.
Oh yeah, no, that's I mean that AJ Faith Franklin. Yeah. Shout out to Faith. Faith just won the showcase. Is just dynamic.
What showcase?
Faith is dynamic. We did a urban artist showcase, indie artist showcase with Warzone Music. Shout out to Sarge. Down at Caskin Flights on Saturday.
Yeah.
Amazing. Faith is amazing. Faith won, took him everything.
Faith, when you see this, lock in for your interview.
Yes. Faith does a lot of performing around town.
Faith do music. Also. I mean, she do.
Faith made beats. That's what I'm saying. Everybody I'm naming does multiple things. Yeah, even if you don't know it, they do. They just amazing.
In the background or something. Outside of the money, what makes a successful DJ?
Outside of the money, networking.
Mm-hmm. How you measure that? Turn out for shows?
No, I wouldn't even say turn out for shows, but who can I call when I don't have something I need? I know right now that I could call at least 3 different DJs if I have a cord missing. A bunch of DJs know that they can pull up on me if they know where I'm at and they can get what they need. Who can I call when I'm like, I'm stuck and I can't figure out this one thing? I call Frank. I could call Spine. I could call DJ Salt. I can call Suave. I could call Z. Like, who networking. But also, and that's just local. Not Frank. Frank is like an international DJ. We don't even start on him. But DJ 3X, shout out to him. But that's not just like who, if I'm going to another city and I need to do something real quick, can I call somebody and they connect me to somebody else that's in that city? I can.
Yeah.
I got that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And somebody that's networking. Like I already know, so we know that network spans. DJ Whippet and DJ Neutron just met Mr. Play from London. Hey, y'all bring me down to the Gulf Coast. Y'all come over to London. Like, it's real. That's networking. That's a measure of success, and people don't realize it. You don't have to be a front facing DJ. You don't have to be somebody that's constantly on every flyer or anything like that to be successful. And you don't.
Is the competition competitive in the DJ? Does it ever feel like, well, in your lane, I don't know how many you would consider like that's on your level with the R&B and what you do, but just as far as DJs in the city, it's a couple of y'all.
It's a lot of DJs actually, and I don't think it has to be competitive.
Everybody can like who is it up to us to give y'all the DJ title? Like everybody, like, okay, you can come out as a DJ, but it's up to like you gotta have a real following to really be considered like somebody DJ.
I don't know if I figured that out. So I'll tell you about me. I didn't consider myself a DJ for real until the end of 2018. So I DJ'd my very first gig in the summer of 2018, I DJ'd the first all black affair by First Class Events. I wasn't in the main room. The main room was DJ Ziggy, Neutron, Trey the Kid. I think that's all that was in there. I cannot remember for the life of me. I DJ'd outside in the foyer area. We was at UWF. And I was just supposed to be there if people wanted to come out and get drinks. Ended up happening. A bunch of people got stuck in the drink line. So I didn't even realize I'm in my own head. I'm like, I got my headphones on. I'm playing stuff I just want to hear at this point. I'm not even thinking about the fact that there is most of the party is outside here with me getting drinks. And I'm just jamming. That was the first time anybody had seen me DJ for real. Because I had did like an adult prom. I had been working like over here on the sides with people. That was the first time that I had did like a big event with mainly black folks in the city. That's when I got called to DJ. That was the first time I got called to DJ. Neutron said, I was like, I don't know what the DJ name would be. Neutron was like, oh, that's DJ Hale. You ready to be a part ahead of the game, DJs? I guess so. I guess so. And that was it from there. Somebody else had the name because I would not call myself a DJ. I would not.
Like, think about it though. Like, we all the way this shit right now. We all be on like the art school. Mm-hmm. So when you feel me, in a way, we all feel like shit. You DJ already. They give me that motherfucker. I already got my playlist.
No, but it does take a specific skill. You got to be able to multitask. I cannot tell you the amount of people that want to talk to me while I'm also trying to do a transition. And I feel like I am a good DJ because I can transition to the next song. Oh, I know y'all be hearing my transitions like smooth. People be in my ear talking to me the whole time while I'm doing that. Yes.
That's me at the social media.
I don't need my headphones. I don't be wanting y'all to talk. What? People be talking to me the whole time. That I'm trying to do stuff. You got to be able to multitask. You can't get upset. You can get upset, but you shouldn't get upset. It's just music, and people still vibe. Yeah, you got to be able to read a crowd. Some folks got to practice being able to read a crowd. It's something that actually, as I'm mentoring,
some folks still get crowd anxiety. Even though you the DJ, you still got to sit down. So you forgot shit. So you can't find them no more. Like
and even I do that. From time to time, like as when I mentored, like right now with some of we got like a couple of new DJs. I basically be like, hey, no, you gotta get crowd interaction. The more crowd interaction you get, the more you learn to read a crowd, the better you get. Take off. Yep.
That's fine. Okay, little game and DJ.
Yeah.
What's the most challenging? Most challenging part about the job? Working with artists.
It's not artists. I don't think it's artists. I don't want to say that it ain't artists. It's artists. No, I mean artists cry. So artists be crying sometimes about stuff, but that's neither here nor there. It don't make or break you, if we're being honest. Like you just get over it because you still want those relationships and those bonds. Right. I love these artists out here. They don't even be knowing that. Yeah, if I'm not at a show or something, I still be talking about you over here with this other person about like it's this one guy. I'm not gonna say who it is. I'm getting so mad with him. I'm like, I told you I need radio music. I told you I like your stuff. I told you I love you, nigga. Like you really, I'm really a fan of you. You really go hard.
I need that.
But you don't realize how much I love you, how much I tell people that I really love this dude. Like, I really do. It's a lot of stuff that goes on in back rooms that people don't know about, but they feel like if it's not social media, if it's not right there dead in their face, that it's not valid, and that's just not true. It is one thing to be a silent supporter when you see somebody up against having issues or being up against something, but it's a whole different thing to like also support people, but at the same time just watch them go through strife. Sometimes you have to, but you can still be someone that's trying to pull strings in the background.
Voice of reason?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the most challenging thing as a DJ, I don't even want to say it's to get bookings. Everybody want a DJ for everything. I don't even know when people started needing DJs for baby showers, but I'll take it. Repass, I'll take it. I don't know when that started happening. I won't get started. But shout out to y'all with 1-year-olds. I got a mix coming for y'all. Don't hire no DJ. I got the Baby Shark Row the Boat mix coming your way. Shout out to Ether Promotions.
We gonna shift.
Yeah.
All right. Roe versus Wade.
What about it?
How you feel about it? Like, let me see. What does it mean to be a man, and what does it mean to be a woman? We don't go too deep on it. We don't
have to go too deep.
We just go get your perspective.
I think that it sucks that they overturned Roe v. Wade. I don't necessarily subscribe to binary genders. I'm a non-binary person. I am not masculine, not necessarily feminine all the time. I just kind of live in a world where I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm a non-binary femme. But I'm also someone that has a womb that makes children. So if I decide I don't want to have a baby, then that's that. Like, that should be it. Also, just thinking about all of the dangers that come with actually having children. Like, I almost died twice with both of my kids. So just thinking about someone being forced to go through that when they don't want to is terrifying to me. But also, going back, my background as a social worker and an advocate, for a long time, abortions weren't even accessible here in Pensacola. When Alabama got shut down, saying that you couldn't get one there, the closest was Tallahassee. Tallahassee was always booked out. A woman who was sexually assaulted could not get an abortion unless I sent her all the way to, like, I think Jacksonville at one point in time, or Atlanta. Yeah, there was a network. And so there were issues like that, like this, whatever has been made up in people's mind about what abortion is or what it isn't. At the end of the day, I subscribe to let people live life and do what they need for their body and their health.
Live and let live.
And then that's it. It shouldn't matter about what gender, what they subscribe to denominationally or anything like that. Let people do what they need to do with their bodies. Roe v. Wade is part of a whole bigger political picture that I could go on and on about. So we really don't even want to get into it. But that was a 50-year plan of reversal in the making. Same way that it was all part of affirmative action getting overturned also. Right. This is all part of the same game plan. So
same agenda.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got your team. I'm building my team.
Mm-hmm.
Dondre and them got their team.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon everybody gonna have a stronger voice though.
Yeah.
Be able to speak out a little more against
absolutely.
Strengths and weaknesses that a lot of people don't know about DJ Hale.
Weaknesses. I actually have social anxiety. That I deal and battle with every single day. So yeah, I'm not trying to talk to people, not really am. It's practice.
Yeah,
it's practice. I failed public speaking twice. I almost did not get my first degree because I could not pass public speaking. I finally got past
That's
it.
Is it a requirement still?
I don't know if it still is. Yeah. I've been out of college for a little while.
My last year of college was 2019. It was still a requirement.
It's still a requirement then. Yeah, that was, I do have social anxiety. So a lot of times if it just seems like I'm being standoffish, it's really not that. I'm in my head.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. I'm overthinking everything. I constantly have like these walls up with people too. Just bullied, all of that. Grew up kind of poor. So I'm just like always, I love y'all, but also like individually, I don't know if I can deal with people type thing. So that is it's a weakness. And strengths, I don't know. I just be outside.
Confident?
I mean, yeah, I'm confident. I could talk to people about probably anything. I learn things very quickly. They're a therapist. I learn things. Somebody can introduce something to me. I will sit there and Google it, find the books about it, and within a week's time, I done caught it. It's something that sometimes people hate me for, is that like just things that I touch just work. And I think some people resent me for it sometimes, but it's a strength and it's not something I take for granted. Like it's a blessing, and I'm thankful. It is. It's something I'm thankful for because I had a hard run to get to here, to where I am. And I feel like a lot of folks think that I just popped up out of nowhere and was just like, "Oh, she popping." Where she came from? Oh, such and such had to co-sign her for this and that, and I'm like, nah, I had to work to even get their attention. Yeah. Like, it's been work. Yeah, I've only been DJing for 5 years, but I was outside doing parties and trying to do promo and stuff with Ooh Wee when he first started. Like, I've really been outside a long time.
I've been hearing about DJ Hale for a minute though, but it's like let me say, probably for like the last 2 years, I was able to associate a face with the name. So the name definitely out there. I say that. Like,
I appreciate it. Why do I go hard for people?
Yeah, he said it's a lot of people that he feel like you could have been like ease off, took the gas. You feel me? Like just backed away from him. But he said it's a lot of people that you want to see make. So what's the influence behind that?
I believe in people. Yeah. They don't have to be my close friends in order for me to really want to see people's success, because I think that there's a lane for everybody. Like, I think that there are people that are needed in certain areas, so I'm gonna continue to support. We have a joke: cut they water off Hale. Cut a lot of people's water off if I wanted to, but it don't make sense. It takes too much energy to do that. Like, it's either got to be an out of sight, out of mind type situation, or I'm gonna continue supporting because they're part of a bigger picture. In Pensacola specifically, since 2000, a long time ago, I was making posts maybe 10, 15 years ago telling people we need brunches, we need this for Black folks, we need all of this. There's a bigger vision that's being served, and it don't matter if that person, like, if they shiesty, they gonna get themselves up out of there. It ain't got nothing to do with me. They're gonna get themselves up out of there. But if they are actually doing the thing, it don't matter what they've done in the past, type stuff like that. They need to be supported for that bigger picture, because they gonna touch somebody else, and then that's gonna continue to fan out. So yeah, I continue, but I think people deserve to be able to have purpose in their own lane. When people don't have purpose, we just get even more pain in the world, and we don't need all of that.
So you trying to help everybody find purpose, or you see purpose? You feel like you can see their purpose.
5%.
You feel like you can see the purpose in them?
I do. Help them see, so
like, you don't see yourself the way I see you type shit.
Yeah. So one of my superpowers is that I just see and know stuff. Like, nobody has to tell me. I just know stuff. It's a gift. It's a gift to my family. But just, I don't know. Like, I can see people's intentions before they even do anything for me to know it. I'm gonna still wait to see if they let it play out. I'm gonna give you a chance to do it. But it's just a gift to know that where people are, who they are. Like, I see the future. You already won, so like, you gotta chill. And like, I'll be right here with you, because I already know how it's gonna end up. So yeah.
All right. That's a good answer. Good answer. He on here, so I know you heard that. So that was enough for you, bro. How would you describe your influence? How do you think other people describe your influence? Because you're pretty influential on a lot of people. So the rooms that you're not in, when your name Hale come on, oh yeah, y'all know Hale. How do you think they describe your influence?
I hope that they're able to describe me as loving. I don't think we can do anything in this world without love. right? I hope they can describe me as loving. I hope they can describe me as someone that's genuine. I don't want anybody to think that I'm fake with whatever I do. If I say something about you to that person, I'm gonna say it to you too.
Right.
Like, I want people to know. Like, I hope that that's something that they can say about me. I hope they can say that I'm really about my business.
Yeah.
Like, if I say I'm gonna do it, or if I say I'm gonna at least work towards it, that they know that that's gonna happen. I hope people are able to know that, and that's what they say about me. I hope that that's how my influence is. I hope I inspire a few people.
You do.
Those that do know like my story that predates before 2018. I hope that there are people that's like, nah, she really came from some stuff,
Yeah.
and she really trying her hardest to maintain that and like continue on and bring us along with
That's
it.
the name
Like,
of the game, though. Game. It maintain shit. Cause once we get
yeah,
up there, ain't just the easy part getting up there. Shit.
yeah.
Now we gotta maintain. Like the morning show, I did this shit for 2 days. I was good.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, damn, I gotta keep getting up. I gotta like, I
Gotta
got the
do
audience,
it.
but I gotta maintain this shit now. Like,
Yeah,
so that's just what it is.
it
bro.
is. It is being disciplined.
Yeah.
It's a discipline is a
man,
game
don't get me started.
changer.
I'm gonna let you have that.
Discipline is the missing piece for a lot of people in their success, and they don't realize it.
Yeah.
Success is not based off of being able to do the things that you want to do. It's doing all them things that you don't want to do to get there, and you got to be disciplined to do it. And that's the only reason why we've been able to change laws around here, to be able to get people empowered to donate or stand up and make a voice themselves, is being disciplined and continuing to do what you say you're going to do. And just being somebody with integrity. I'm big on integrity. Integrity is how you move when people not looking at you, and I am big on that. When people not looking at me, I'm the same person. I'm listening to my R&B. I'm typing up some papers, doing some work. When we in the club, yeah, when we in the club, a lot of people will catch me sending out emails and invoices. Like, I am that person 24 hours a day. And I say I'm busy, I really am.
I be at work walking, but trying to see like.
I'm trying to tell you.
Schedule for the week, man. Let me go right now. Like,
yeah.
Let me see what. When it comes to education, who you feel should be deciding the school curriculum?
Who should be deciding the school curriculum? I think that it needs to be the teachers, the ones that are with our kids all the time. It don't need to be a shadow society or something like that saying what these kids need to be learning. The people who are on the ground with these kids and can see the gaps and what they need, they are absolutely the ones. Shout out to Harmonic Learning. Kanita Mitchell, yes, she does tutoring, and she's a teacher, and she's an educator. She did some tutoring with my kids. Like, those are the type of people I want doing the curriculum for my kids. Black folks, brown folks, they need to be deciding what the kids are. Yes, and the way that they do it. Shout out to my mother, my other mother, because rest in peace to my mother, that birthed me. But my other mother, Melissa Gonzalez Shumo, she's teaching over at UWF. Maybe that's speaking that into existence, mama. But she's at Washington High School. She does reading. She has been fundamental to a lot of kids. Like, those are the people I want deciding the curriculum of, like, what the kids are learning. Not somebody saying, "Oh, yes." It needs to be somebody on the ground, and that's how we get caught up. The way politics are is it's people that's not in there actually hands on seeing what's going on, making decisions. That's what corporations, jobs. I don't like that.
It is.
I don't like that. I push back against that. Even in nonprofit organizations that want something different, I push back against stuff like that. I'm gonna be on the ground with the people. I'll report back and tell y'all what we need to change.
Yeah. We need somebody to push that though.
Yeah.
We need to. So you really used to doing that. Let me see. Best piece of advice.
Be gentle with yourself.
Be gentle. Okay. Your favorite go-to lazy dinner?
Chips and queso. Good little white cheese, little taco seasoning, tortilla chips, chips and queso for dinner. Yeah, glass of wine. I'm good.
Let me see. 3 things you can't live without.
3 things I can't live without. My family. That's like my chosen family. I just know it. I wouldn't be able to. My family, music. Um, what's the third thing? My family, music, and honestly, books. Give me books. I need books. I need knowledge all the time. I want to read all types of things. My Afrofuturist, always looking forward. Say less. I love reading.
Your thoughts about the Kiki Palmer dress? Your thoughts about the Kiki Palmer dress situation?
I think Kiki been broke up with that man, and that was his only way to get her attention. Gage would never, ever. He would never. I think she already broke up with him.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I think that was his only way. He strikes me as a type of man that I know. A man that I divorced. And that's my feelings. I did not think the video of Usher singing to her was bad. Yeah. Like when I really got a chance to sit down, it was like, oh, they was all over each other. I was like, this looks like one of the guys bringing me up on stage to introduce me, and then they're just holding me, like not holding me around my waist or anything, like above the waist, little church hug, and just talking to me while, like, there's videos of me being like that with other people. They know it's nothing. So I didn't think that was a big thing, and I think that mothers should be allowed to feel sexy. They should be allowed to go out and wear what makes them feel good for themselves, not for other people. And I don't think that people really regard that sometimes we move in ways that make us feel good about ourselves. It's not always for everybody else.
I can go for that.
Yeah.
Solid answer. Something DJ Hale tired of overlooking in this society.
Tired of overlooking. Tired of people overlooking?
You tired of overlooking, like, it could be the disrespect, it could be the selfishness, it could be like, it's a lot that's going on that we just wake up and we don't get a lot of time to think about it, so it's just like, some things we overlook.
I'm tired of overlooking being able to be in the moment. I always have to think forward, what's next. But that's because I'm always having to think about everybody else too. I don't get a chance to just kind of sit back and think about what I'm gonna do next myself. It comes, to just be in the moment.
How you fix that? You say even when where you need to be or where you at, you think about business.
I'm thinking about business. I'm thinking about the next thing. It's taking a break. We gotta take care of ourselves. I just had a conversation with DJ Supernova. Shout out to my little baby. Last night about like the mental health toll that comes with being an organizer, activist, or anything like that, and how it can just be hard, and you hurt because you don't get a chance to just like take care of yourself and to sit back, and then when you do, you feel guilty for it. So I am working on getting there. It's not easy.
It's a practice.
Yeah, it's practice. It's a complete routine practice. Let's say I get up in the mornings and I kind of move around the house and tell the kids to go back to sleep. Like, it is practicing that and just enjoying the moment. And mindfulness, I teach it to other people. I got to practice it myself. So I'm getting there.
Got to practice what's free.
Yeah.
Last but not least, what does elevate mean to you?
What does elevate mean to me? Elevate means to continuously be going higher, whether that be in a forever learner, which is what I am, always learning new things and wanting to learn more. But also, elevate is just not for me. It's for everybody and for us to do it together.
G's elevate each other, man.
Yay.
There's another episode of Breakfast Conversations. Your boy G, man. Pensacola's famous and surrounding area.
Oh, I was supposed to make an announcement. I forgot.
Let's go. I'm on the way there. Hey, what's up? Let's go. Anything new?
Last thing. A lot of y'all have been asking for me to get more radio time on 107.3. And I'm excited to announce that on Thursdays during the midday with Angela Yee, I will be doing the midday mix on Thursdays starting next week.
With Angela Yee?
Next week.
Well, that's big.
Be on Angela Yee's midday mix for the Gulf Coast. Don't go tell nobody. You know.
Sorry to say, she can't hear that big. Oh yeah, man, we out there.
Uh-oh.
We out there.
So yeah. No, but I don't think we're supposed to know. You didn't hear me? Next Thursday. 107.3. 107.3 next Thursday.